have entered the realm of the truth. Mickey the truth. If you tell it, know what it is. If you clean, then clear your name. Whichever way it go, it'll definitely be the truth.
Yeah, they be like, who is this Mickey Truth girl? Who qualifies her to put a work on these people?
Hey,
Yeah, I'd rather be real than street any day.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork, and I am back with another video. As always, all information contained in this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. All information used in this video is per the Fair Use Act, and any conclusion that you draw is on you, not me. So let's get it. Now, y'all know old news always become recycled news for a new day and age, okay? Because although DJ Envy, most of us know as a host of the Breakfast Club, and to be honest, the guy with all the kids with his wife, okay? And more recently, caught up in the real estate whole scheme or like whatever they had going on, because we haven't even touched that all the way yet. Nevertheless, that's a different video, okay? Now, with that being said, for some reason, you go on Vlad, you get to talking and you wake some stuff up, and a lot of people had questions, okay? So that had me to thinking, let's open the conversation. It's only right to open the conversation. But before we get into the question, let's get into what is Mickey Truth even talking about, okay? So recently, DJ Vlad, and I want to say it was about 11 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, okay, posted partial interview, okay, of DJ Envy doing an interview with him. And with that being said, we're going to listen to some of it. You already know how Vlad get down, so we're just going to do a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about it. All right, let's get it.
Shot at before. Yes, really. Another situation. Well, first of all, I just say thank God for New Jersey and New York and everybody legalizing firearms. So now I'm allowed to carry, and I'm thinking like 40 something states. So different day, different era. This is when I was probably about 22, 23, walking out the club. And this is before social media. So I'm walking out the club. It's about 3:30 in the morning. See two guys coming across the street, dressed up in all white, clean. And I see them looking at me, and they start crossing the street. It's gonna sound stupid, but back then I thought they wanted an autograph, right? Because there was no social media back then, so nobody was just taking pictures or nothing like that. So they come around, and I'm on the left side of my car. It's a Range Rover at the time. I'm on the left side, and my two boys is on the right side. So they come on this side, so my boys don't even see them. So they're like, "Yo, give me your chain." So me, I sound stupid. I'm like, "Huh? What? Give me your chain." So I'm trying to talk loud so my peoples can hear them. I'm like, "Huh? What?" So now my peoples went around and was like, "What's up?" So now the dude steps back with a gun. I take my chain off. Now it's a little building. It's the city. I try to throw the chain on the building. Why? I don't know.
Wait, you threw it up in the air onto the building?
I try to throw it on the building.
Okay.
I don't know why. So the other dude hits my arm. The chain falls under the car. So now he has the gun out. He's like, "Yo, give me your chain. Give me your chain." One of my friends run. My man stays. And I'm like, I don't know where the chain is. So he goes, "Right there. There it goes." So he goes and picks up the chain. They run down the block and fires one shot. Pow. I sound like Soldier Boy now. Pow, pow. So they fire one shot. Pow. They hop in a BMW and take off. Okay. What do? I hop in my Range and chase them.
You chased them.
I chased them.
Okay.
So now we're going through Manhattan. High speed chase. I'm chasing them. We're switching lanes, crossing over. We're going this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. We go all the way around to the Brooklyn Bridge. And right when we go to the Brooklyn Bridge, I guess they were gonna do like some type of thing where they jump off and maybe go fake left or go right. They fake left, couldn't go right, crashed. So now they hop out the car. So now they're running towards me. Now I just told you they had a gun.
Yeah.
I didn't. So now I'm backing again down the street because I'm thinking they're coming at me, shooting me. Then I realized that they don't. And now they get down the street. Now they're running down the street. One runs right, one runs left. So I start chasing the guy that runs left, the driver. So we chase him, and then he's running. And now we're on him. I jump out the car. Didn't put the car in park. So now the car hits like 10 parked cars. Bang, 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 bang. But I'm trying to catch this guy. We catch him.
Okay.
Me and my friend catch up. Now my friend is in the car, so I jumped out. He can't jump out because it's hitting parked cars. He jumps out, and it's a construction site, and we detain him.
Add the
term.
quotations.
We detain him until the police come.
Okay.
We detain him. I guess with the process of us detaining him, he's in a coma.
In a coma.
Coma. Yes.
Okay.
He's in a coma. He was in a coma for a couple of days. Now this was the time when I was doing a lot of parties in New York City, and this was the quote unquote streets. So when the cops came, it was like, you have to press charges. I was like, I'm not pressing charges. The main reason was because I'm like, I'm a DJ in New York City. You know where I'm at every night. If I press charges, it might be, and I don't know where it came from, this, that, and the other. And the second charges is, oh, you don't snitch. You don't snitch. Stupidest shit ever. Yeah. But mind you, I'm young. I'm like 22, 23 at the time, or whatever.
Pause it. All right. So that's the first part of the interview, okay? And you know, now inquiring minds wants to know, like, because he said a lot. He gave some details of the situation. Keywords that stood out was the so-called streets. Keywords that stood out was he was young and the whole no snitching thing. And like he said, it was dumb. So I'm pretty sure he probably got a change of heart of the outlook now. However, you know how we do over here. We're going to stick to just the definition. Now, my first question is why call the police if you already hadn't got your get back and technically they didn't have the chain? That's kind of, or did they have the chain? I don't know if I caught that part, if they actually ended up with the chain. I know it went under the car, but nevertheless, y'all, I'm kind of stumped at the fact that they actually called the police after beating the hell out of him. I mean, because Envy can quotation all he want, okay? We get what you're saying. Detain, you beat the shit out of him, okay? And guess what? I wasn't even there, but somebody that was there definitely got to talking. So let's get into what we do best over here, and that's the paperwork. All right. So for those who may not have heard the story, because this happened in 2006, I believe. Well, in 2011, an appeal was put on record in the state of New York for Owen Stewart, okay, against, of course, the people of New York. All right. Now, let's get into it. Let's kind of get a little info. So with this, it says here, the issue before us in this appeal is whether the trial court abused its discretion in imposing a 5-minute limitation on counsel for the questioning of jurors during each round of the voir dire, or whatever that says, okay? In this multiple felony case, based on the seriousness and number of charges, the identity of the victim, and certain characteristics of prospective jurors that were revealed during examination by the court, we conclude that the trial court erred in adhering to the unusual short time restriction after defense counsel objected. Defendant is therefore entitled to a new trial. Okay. Now here goes the details. All right. Now it says this prosecution arose from a robbery that allegedly occurred outside a Manhattan nightclub in the early morning hours of July 23rd, 2006. The alleged victim of the crime was Rayshawn Casey, a prominent radio personality in New York City known as DJ Envy, who hosted a show on Hot 97, a popular radio station. According to the witnesses presented by the people at trial, defendant and an unidentified accomplice accosted Casey and his friend Derek Paris at gunpoint as the two men were leaving the nightclub, demanding that Casey hand over his $25,000 gold and diamond necklace. After obtaining the necklace, defendant and the accomplice fled the scene in a vehicle driven by defendant. Casey and Paris followed them in Casey's car, resulting in a high-speed car chase through lower Manhattan. The defendant's vehicle crashed and the pursuit continued on foot, with the victim and Paris ultimately apprehending and detaining defendant, but not the accomplice, whose identity remains unknown. Defendant offered proof suggesting that he had been beaten by Casey and Paris before the police arrived, which resulted in his hospitalization for several days after his arrest. Defendant was subsequently, I almost couldn't get it out, charged with multiple counts of first and second degree robbery, as well as various weapon possession offenses. Okay. Now, it says, and I'm not going to go in detail about this, but basically they asked the jury different question in regards to if they knew DJ Envy, knew of DJ Envy, could they be able to fairly make a decision as a juror on this case with DJ Envy as the victim. Okay. Now, one thing that I cannot confirm just yet is if DJ Envy actually testified. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe we can get that info off of the rest of the interview because it is another part to the interview. So let's take a listen to that.
So the kid wakes up out the coma. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I'm at Hot 97 at the time working, Miss Jones in the morning. And they say, Envy, police are downstairs for you. So I'm like, well, what are they downstairs for? It's like, I don't know. They said they want to talk to you about a robbery. So I go out the back door and I dip.
Oh, so you don't meet with the police?
No, dip. I called the district attorney. District attorney was like, well, we need you to come down here. I'm like, why? He was like, well, this gentleman just woke up out of a coma and said you robbed him for his Rolex.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And because you didn't do a statement, we only have his statement.
Huh.
So I said, all right, we go down there. So me and my pops go down there. And so now
your dad was a police officer at the time?
He's retired.
Retired at the time. Okay.
So me and my pops go down there. And they're like, yeah, so we need you to. They was like, well, if you don't press charges on this kid, he's saying that you robbed him.
And beat him. Right.
Even though we held him down and detained him. The police came. So I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. So I'm telling my dad, like, nah, I don't want to do that. Then the police goes, and this is where I say, if anybody who does anything in Manhattan, you're a damn fool. They go, you sure you don't want to do it? And I'm like, nah. They was like, have you seen the video? I'm like, video? He presses play, and it's every scene from me driving, chasing him, to the car crashing, to us catching him, to us detaining him, and everything. And it was like, so I'm going to ask you again. Are you going to press charges on the guy that robbed you? I was like, yeah, what door is it? What door do I have to go in? Yeah, but, so that's why.
But they didn't have footage of them trying to rob you initially?
No, they didn't have that footage. They only had footage
from the start
after
that.
Exactly.
Oh, so you kind of screwed it in a way over there.
Yeah. So that was the last bit, and then from then I always had security. And
okay, well, let me ask you a question. So you then decided to press charges, and did your man also press charges as well since he was there?
No. So what wound up happening, and this is all alleged because I don't remember this part of it, but he had to serve a couple of years. He actually got out early. I guess there was something with a mistrial or something like that. He actually got out early, but.
What about all the cars that you hit?
So, with that being said, DJ Envy just stated that, hey, he did press charges against the defendant or the suspect. Now, the question is, I don't know if he testified, right? Y'all know how the paperwork is when it comes to New York, and with the time restraints, I won't have time to actually get it right now. However, when it does come, we can do a part 2. Now, what I want to do is go back to the appeal paperwork and just talk about a few things, and then I'll lay the question out to y'all because I know y'all want to know, what is the question, Mickey? What do you want to ask us? Okay, so if we go back to the document here, it says here that it is also significant that defendant was facing 4 serious Class B violent felony charges, offenses punishable by up to 25 years in prison, as well as 5 other felony offenses. It definitely shows that, DJ Envy held a lot of weight being a part of a radio station with his program. I don't know. What did he? I think it probably was Breakfast Club. But anyway, that's not really part of the story, okay? So in addition, the facts were somewhat unusual as the case involved allegations that the victims of the crime had turned the tables on the assailants after the robbery, pursuing them in a car chase and eventually capturing the defendant, allegedly through the application of significant force. Okay. The case therefore raised potential sensitive issues concerning the use of self-help by crime victims, a consideration that increased in significance once it became apparent that many other prospective jurors had themselves been victims of crime. All right. So basically, when it all come down to it, he did win his appeal. So the question is this: does the snitching rule apply? Right? Is DJ Envy quote unquote a street guy? Right? What standards or what things is he held to? All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. To be honest with you, he definitely snitched, and the reason why I say it now, do I fault him for doing what he did? No, but to be honest, if you were going to take on the street politics of get your get back, go beat the shit out the guy or whatever, why you call the police? That's one. Like, why call the police at that point, right? Two, he said out his own mouth in his interview the reason why, although in his mind he ain't doing that, that's snitching. You know what I'm saying? He outside doing his DJ stuff. He ain't getting part of that. But because they allegedly was threatening to lock you up for your part and your retaliation against the person who robbed you, you say, all right, let me go ahead and sign. So, and again, you snitch. But at the end of the day, like he said, he grown man now. He don't care, and he living lavish, okay? But with that being said, it is what it is. He told to get out of, guess what, prosecution on himself. So with that being said, hey, tell me what you think in the comments, because I know you are. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to pull up on your girl, Mickey Truth. And as always, go over to MickeyTruth.com and get you that merch, because you know your girl stay with that work. So until next time, holla! No matter what you go through, do what you got to do and conquer the world.